Broke his face. That's one running into a wall again. And this is one of those times where you will definitely see me abusing the shit out of the clutch claw. This fight would be so much different right now if I did not have the clutch claw to do these things with. Yeah, I saw that happen. I don't like abusing the clutch claw, because you can fight this guy normally. You can actually fight him normally. I do it all the time. I did it all the time before I got the DLC. But right now he's being a major pain in my ass. And I'm just tired of it. So. That should have poisoned me. I'm happy that it didn't. Give me another slinger bomb. Ah, got poisoned. Yep. That first one didn't poison me, that one did though. Is there something over here? I think there's a slinger torch. Yep. Alright, Metallico knocked him. Either that or the dagger stood. I think I can still get a couple more slinger bombs out of him. So I'm gonna do that while he's knocked. Take advantage of it. Oh, apparently he only had one more to offer. I couldn't pick it up because the game's dumb like that. Come on, game. I'm gonna pop this Mega Potion, even though I'm not really scared of dying right now. It still needs to happen. He actually got the animation off. I did the damage to him to interrupt him, but it still let him get the damage off. Yeah, we're doing this right now, Rathlos? Alright, well, damn. Like I said, personal bias against this guy. He is a giant freaking pain in my ass. So, even if the quest didn't require us to do this, I'd still be coming in here right now kicking this guy's ass. Because he annoys the crap out of me. I really, really do not like Rathlos. And it's probably why it took me so long to get to level 6 research on him during my other character, is because I literally just stay away from him. I'd rather hunt 10 Rathians before I fight one Rathlos. The dude is just that freaking annoying all the time. I'm gonna grab a flash pod. Did you respawn? Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna grab a flash pod real quick. And then head up to wherever he's at. I don't think he's low enough to capture yet. He doesn't even have the exclamation point mark above his head. Yeah, I think he's at the lower part of the nest right now. Okay. Well, equip the flash pod, grab a second one. Pays off to know your surroundings in Monster Hunter. That is for damn sure. Hi, Rathlos. Hit the deck, buddy. Alright. I've already broken his face and his tail. I don't even think I went and harvested his tail because he was being too annoying. I totally forgot about it. Okay, that's the first slinger bomb that he's dropped that I didn't just get off of him from doing an attack with the clutch claw. So he's getting a little bit low on HP now. I did blind him on accident. I forgot I had the flash pods equipped. But that's the second... No, that one I think got dropped from me doing this. Come on, get to his head first. There we go. Boom. I almost ran out of stamina doing that because I jumped the wrong way. You don't always have to be on his face. A lot of monsters, you can just hit him wherever, and they'll drop the slinger bomb stuff. Oh yeah, no, he's going down now. Take off the Vitality Mantle. I'm just gonna run up to his nest and meet him there. I'm pretty sure that's where he's headed. Yeah. He doesn't have the Death's Door symbol, but he is on Death's Door. Like, beyond on Death's Door. So I'm just gonna wait for him to get up there a little bit more, so that way I don't interrupt him going to sleep. Because if I interrupt him going to sleep, he's gonna be stuck in the air. I'm gonna have to wait for him to land before I can capture him and all that good shit that happens. So if I hang back and I try and creep a little bit, he'll just go to sleep. Or at least he should. Easy way to tell would be background music, but I have the background music so low that I can't hear a damn thing other than my sword noises coming from my TV right now. So, alright. That's Rathalos done.
Next up, Diablos. I'll get the quest ready for you. Just say the word when you're ready.
It's super easy for me to do this, mainly because I've done it a lot. If you're having trouble reading a monster, generally, major cues that it's ready to capture or really close to death is it goes back to go to sleep to its nest, or it's dropped its second slinger pod ammo. Like, I waited until he dropped his second slinger pod, and then I noticed he was limping, and he also went back to go to sleep. Most of the time, I will sit in a fight and just go off of the 2 slinger pods being dropped, because it makes my life easier to do it that way. But, that's not always the easiest thing to do, especially with the clutch claw throwing off the count. So, eventually, anyone that plays the game will find their own system that works just as well as I do. But that's what I do for mine. Okay, so we're moving on to one of the enemies I do not like in this game. I actually don't like him, and that's Diablos. He is probably the one monster I will fight the least in the entirety of this game. Entirety of this playthrough, entirety of this game in general. He is one of the monsters I will fight the least. I will fight him specifically for quests. Other than that, if he gets in my way and pisses me off, maybe I will fight him. But, other than that, normally I will stay away from this thing. Same goes for his variant that's in high rank only. I think I'm only on, like, research level 1 for his variant because I literally just don't like the thing. I will not fight it unless I have to. Diablos is a major, major, major pain in my ass. Like 10 times worse than Rathalos, and I absolutely cannot stand fighting him. I just can't. I will admit his Palico armor gets you ready for a lot of things. So, that was him telling us about the Shamos. Talk to him again. He lets me use Shamos for the Tail Raider ride stuff. Because we got the troopers on our side and got the equipment and things. Okay, so I'm going to adjust my bag real quick just to make life easier for myself. You'll see that I grabbed that DLC item that the game gave me from the movie stuff. That's the first time you're going to see me use it, probably, is against Diablos. He gives me that much trouble sometimes that I actually need this DLC healing item. Even with the armor, the equipment that the game gives me, he hits like a truck. And we might be able to make it easier on ourselves from the fact that I have the clutch claw, but that doesn't change the difference that he still hits like a truck. So, eating will give me nothing right now, so I'm not even going to worry about it. Oh, I actually have to return from Expedition. I can't grab the quest here. Well, look at me being overprepared. I forgot that when she says she literally has to prepare a quest for Diablos and Rathalos, she means it when she says that dialogue this time around. She actually has to prepare the quest for it, so you have to go back to Astera to pick up the quest for either of the quests. Alright, well, works for me. By the way, we're going to the Wildspire Waste again, and since we're going to the Wildspire Waste, I'll bring it up again. There's a specific fruit in the Wildspire Waste that you can get. There's also one that you can get in the Ancient Forest and in the Wildspire Waste. I didn't know you could get it in the Wildspire Waste. I got it on the Wildspire Waste area on my other character. That's the only way I know. These are high rank items. Well, at least the first one is. The first one is the one from Ancient Forest and Wildspire Waste together, and it's called a Dragon Bloom. There are 2 spots, one on each map, that I know of where you can get the Dragon Bloom. One of them requires Flourishing Gathering Points on Wildspire Waste. There will be a cactus high up next to a honey spot, and it has a chance to give it to you. The other one is the Shine Bloom flower that's right outside of the camp on the way to Rathalos' nest from where we spawn during that quest and stuff. That one gives you a Dragon Bloom on high rank as well if you're lucky. Usually I think if the flower's sparkling, you have a higher chance with that one specifically. But the one that I still cannot find for the life of me is the Divine Apple, which is Wildspire Waste only. There's only one spawn point for it. It's one of those special things like the Moonlight Mushroom or whatever that I talked about before in the forest. How there's only one spawn point for the Moonlight Mushroom. The Divine Apple is the same way, and the Divine Apple spawns in a fruit plant that spawns in the Protector's base. That is the only place I have ever seen it spawn. That is the only place I have ever personally got it. And for some goddamn reason, I can never get that thing to spawn in for me. I just can't. Maybe I'm unlucky, maybe I'm not paying attention to my map cues, but I cannot get the Divine Apple plant to spawn in to save my life. Just can't. If you can get it to spawn in for you on your own save files, then good on you. You get an extra canteen ingredient and a bunch of research points, and you are a lot luckier than I am. And that's all there is to that one. So, congrats if you found it. I'm still struggling to find it. I'm also still struggling to find that little gecko that I wanted to show off again. It's literally just a black and purple gecko, and the purple half of it glows in the dark. And it's really cool. Really simple, but really cool, and I cannot find that thing again either. I've only found it once, and in one spot, and I just can't find it anymore. I don't know. We got really lucky with the forest Pteric, or the forest Pteryx showing up, whatever you want to pronounce that thing is. So maybe we'll get lucky and the gecko that I want will show up for us too later in the playthrough. Never know. You never know. I think I've seen one of the DLC special monster variants. I did not catch it, sadly, but I definitely saw it. It was like this little raccoon thing that likes to hang out in hot springs and sit on your head. And there's the regular one, which is like a whitish gray, and then the special one of it is like a bright ass gold shiny one. I saw it run into a bush, but I didn't have my capture net out fast enough to try and get it, so sadly I did not capture that. But it would have been cool if I did. Alright, so since we're spawning at this camp anyway, I have no idea where Diablos is. He could be right down there off that runoff. He could not be. We're gonna stop in here real quick and pick up a guardian for us. By the way, divine plant for the refresher on it, it spawns like right here for the divine apple. I check every time I come into the protector's base, but I have yet to have it spawn for me. I don't know. Like I said, I'm probably just super unlucky. Okay, right there, I took the easy screamer pods because having 6 is definitely better than having 3 against Diablos, because he is a pain in the ass like that. We gotta find this little dude first. Or, not little dude, but big dude. He's not in his nest. which leaves two options. He's either above us right now, which I doubt, or he's over near the central camp. For some reason, on all my accounts and playthroughs of, well, accounts, playthroughs, characters, whatever, of this game, Diablos always spawns for me. If I've discovered, actually no. I'm being completely and utterly stupid right now, aren't I? Okay, well, any quest after this, Diablos usually spawns over there. That little spot over there. For me, that's his favorite spot to spawn. I'm being stupid right now, though, and forgot that we need an introductory cutscene to Diablos during this quest, which means we gotta go specifically right here. I'm stupid. Totally forgot. But we need the introductory cutscene to Diablos. Even though we got our own special one to introduce us to him during the first quest in the Wildspire Waste. I was fighting the Baroth and he popped out of the friggin' hole in the ground and tried to eat me instead of the Baroth. This cutscene can be really loud. I have the volume turned down on a lot of things, so... But that screeching noise can be really loud, and I'm sorry if it's actually super loud for you guys. My volume's turned down on everything, and it was still super loud coming from my TV, too. So, I don't know how loud it was for you guys. I think those things are called Neuroses or something. I don't specifically know what the bird is called, but they're how we get screamer pods in the first place. That little, like, gizzard-looking thing on their neck is responsible for their sound, and it drops screamer sacks, which make 3 screamer pods per screamer sack. So, if you're looking for screamer pods, just go either kill them with a bow, or slinger ammo if you're feeling comfortable sitting there spamming slinger ammo at them for like 80 HP worth of damage. Or you can even flash pod them and then beat them up with a physical weapon at close range as well. Whatever you feel like, but if you're needing screamer pods, that's how you get them. Super easy, simple way to do it. I do not like Diablos. I do not like him. Face me. Alright, cool. Alright, while he's stunned for like 2 seconds. Yaw. Alright, I got my screamer pods in now. Screamer pods are going to be beneficial against him when he goes underground, which he does a lot with me and provides me a good opportunity to smack him around a bit. I don't know why I'm using the flash bugs that much, because they don't really work on this guy. The last thing you really want to do is blind him a lot, because if he's already seen you, like he has during this specific quest because of the cutscene, he's very violent when he gets blinded, like Odogaron is. He'll just bum rush back and forth, usually, and be a giant pain in the ass that way. I want to see if I can show off the thing where he gets stuck in a wall, but my cat and the shield bearer are kind of making him be stupid. There we go. Okay, as you can see, he'll do an attack that gets him stuck in one of these things when he does his little bull rush attack, and it's a free opportunity to just pound away at him. I'm specifically trying to soften up his head so I can get rid of those damn horns. But right there, Screamer Pod, and since I have the Clutch Claw, I'm going to go in for a Clutch Claw attack to break a horn. But basically, when you get him with a Screamer Pod, it's your opportunity to go pound on him with like maybe 3 attacks if you're lucky. He does jump out very fast, so there's that to look out for. But since I have the Clutch Claw, I was lucky enough to break both of his horns super fast. I'm going to go after softening his wings and his legs now. Also his back, since I broke his face already. That's going to mess me up. Alright. I really need to put the Vitality Mantle on. I'm being stupid not wearing it in the first place, but I really need to put it on. And that is exactly why I took all those extra Screamer Pods, because you use them so fast against this guy. He is ridiculously easy now that I have the Clutch Claw and I can just abuse it, but before it was purely reliant on Screamer Pods, which was a giant pain for me. Because doing this with purely just Screamer Pods is, you're reliant on that little section of him being stuck in a pit, like this, and it doesn't work as well as you would think. Hopefully I can get a stun off. Nope. Alright. I'm not using a sword right now, but you can cut off his tail. It's possible to do. It will give you a Diablos tail casing, which is something that is super useful and makes it so you can make the Palico Diablo weapon. Personally, I've had the Diablos armor on my Palico before for most of the game. It is very useful until you get to high rank. After you get to high rank, you really want to get to some high rank gear super fast when you get there. But for anything low rank, if you get Diablos armor and stuff on like that Wildspire quest when you go to do an expedition, you're pretty much set on armor for the rest of the game for your Palico until you get to the high rank stuff. So it is completely up to you on what to do about that. Personally, I don't find the Diablos armor to be worth it, because if you can at least get the Rathian armor for your Palico, you tend to be set because of the poison damage. So there is that to think of. Even the Rathalos armor is kind of useless. It's just fire damage. I mean, the things that are weak to fire are basically Great Jagras, Legiana, and Kulaku. So if you're not on one of those super easy fights like that, then there's no real point in having the fire damage until you get to the DLC. Sorry, I had a brain fart there. Until you get to the DLC, because the DLC involves a lot of ice type enemies that are weak to fire. But by the time you get to the DLC, if you don't have blast equipment from all the defender weapons and stuff, you're doing something very wrong, in my opinion. Because blast is probably the most beneficial as well as harmful ailment in the game. If you get hit with blast stuff, you're gonna take a lot of damage when it happens. But if you have blast ailment, like the defender weapons, you're pretty much golden for the entire game. Most things in the game are weak to it. It breaks parts a lot easier, and you're usually just good to freaking go. I'm out of Screamer Pods. This is exactly why I was saying that you really need to pick up those Screamer Pods. Oh good, he went for somebody else. Yeah. Even having 6 of them, I've run out and still wish I had more. Screamer Pods are just that beneficial against Diablos if you can't kill him fast enough. I need to pick up that Slinger Pod that's underneath him. The game's being difficult about it though. Alright, come here, Diablos. Pop. Alright. Now he's got Slinger Pod on his face. This is not going to be good. I don't have a way to dodge this at all. Oh, he's going for the tricky one. There we go. I still got hit by that tail swing. I avoided the face just to get hit by the tail swing. That's so annoying. Oh, this is going to hurt if I'm not careful. No, my Guardian buddy, I didn't even notice. He's dead. My Palico took that hit. I thought I was going to lose my Protector dude to that hit that just happened, but it was actually going towards my Palico instead. That's gonna hurt. Alright, well, he dropped his second slinger ammo, so I'm ready to catch him as soon as I can get to my stuff for it. If you're having trouble catching a monster, just hit it with some slinger ammo. It usually messes them up enough that you can get a trap off. You do have to be careful with Diablos, as his digging animation, if he gets an attack off and it cuts through your trap, it will break the trap and make it unusable, so you basically wasted it. You only want to trap Diablos if he's sleeping or above ground. If he's got enough energy to do his digging stuff, you really want to save your traps. Otherwise, you're just wasting them. There are other enemies that can also break traps like that. But most of them, even with special abilities and things, if they hit a trap, they'll get trapped. I think he gives Monster Bone Plus. I think Rathalos does too. I didn't really pay attention to that, but I think that's how it works. Okay. Nothing special from that. We got our largest Diablos, no crown for it, but we did get him to research level 1 finally. He was at 0 because all we did was pick up tracks and spot him one time. Now he's at level 1 research level, probably almost level 2 because I did capture him. Capturing usually gets to like level 2 if you pick up some tracks with it, so. He's probably a few tracks or a broken part away from research level 2. So, if we ever really need to go get Diablos' research level up, I will. But, like I said, he is one of those monsters, if I don't have to fight him, I really don't like to. We are, however, going to have to do at least, I believe, 3 optional quests with Diablos. At least 3, if not more. We have to do... Actually, we're going to have to do at least 4 with him. We have to do the high rank optional Diablos. We have to do both of the low rank and high rank arena Diablos fights. And then when you run into his variant, which is called Black Diablos, there is a quest later on where you have to fight both of them in the arena. Or both of them in the Wild Spire Waste, one of the two. But we have at least 4 more quests involving Diablos that I have to do at some point.
Thanks to the 5th Fleet's diligent effort, that Zora Magdaros is heading for 2.
Okay, they're recapping right now what we learned from the dude, and that's that Zora Magdaros is heading toward the Elder Stream, or Everstream, not Elder Stream, Everstream. Basically, if his energy releases in there, it's going to nuke the new world into next week. So everyone's panicking, but our handler has her head on her shoulders and is suggesting that we lure him out into the ocean and have his energy release out in the ocean, minimalizing the blast and creating a new ecosystem out of the bioenergy in the ocean. So that way we don't have to abandon the research project and everything that goes with it. So I do feel it necessary to explain because I'm skipping through dialogue and cutscenes and stuff because of any copyright issues that might pop up or come my way. So I will continue to do that when I can remember to. The captain's back, and now we have a new special thing at the base that we can do now that the captain's back as well. And it's called the Argosy. I'm just going to say it's pronounced that way because that's how that word is actually supposed to be pronounced. I don't know if they're pronouncing it a different way right now in this game since it's basically a title instead of something else, but it's pronounced Argosy. And basically what it means in this game, when you see that word pop up, is that the captain has returned with goods that you can purchase at his little shop that he gets over here next to the Elder Melder. I think it's right here. Yeah, there we go. It's right here. And he has some dialogue for us. Oh, okay. I guess we can't use it right now. But basically, I'm getting ahead of myself. He sits right here. This is a little shop. You can request specific goods. He'll come back. He'll stick around at the base for 3 quests when he returns for you to sit there and look and decide if you want to buy his goods or not. And then after those 3 quests have passed, he goes back out to sea and returns after 3 to 5 quests with a new load of items for you. Or at least in my experience, it's 3 to 5 quests. There's nowhere in the game that says that. That is a personal experience situation with him returning from going out to sea with new goods. Okay, so I don't know if this chick has a quest for us, or if she has a thing saying that she has new equipment in stock. She shouldn't have new equipment in stock yet, but she might have a quest for us. What do you got? Okay, yep. She has a quest for us called Redefining the Power Couple. We have to fight a Rathalos and a Rathian in the Ancient Forest. I totally forgot that was a quest. No big deal. We'll do it when we get to it. For right now, I'm going to focus on main story because, well, that's pretty much all we have to do right now is focus on main story. A lot of things are going to open up after we get the main story a little bit further. So, in my opinion, it's best to focus on the main story since that is the case. I'm going to grab everything imaginable heal-wise because we're about to do a quest very soon that involves Zora Magdaros. Zora Magdaros hits like a truck. We are going to bring 3 flash pods along because I'm not too confident about the Nergigante fight. Actually, no. I'm not going to bring any flash pods. Okay. I'm just remembering this now, so I should probably cover it. During the second Zora Magdaros quest, Nergigante is completely and utterly optional. The first fight, you don't have a choice. They teleport you, even if you're right where Nergigante spawns, they will teleport you to him for the fight. The second time around, when you do the bigger fight with Zora Magdaros, Nergigante shows up, you can ignore him for the entire quest. You don't have to fight him. You don't have to even go see him and say hi. Eventually, he will just get driven off. That's all there is to it with him in this one.
Partner.
That goes for regular fight. That goes for repeat fights.
We're on the hunt.
When you repeat this quest later on, doesn't matter. Nergigante is irrelevant during this quest. He shows up. There is no consequence to fighting him. There is no consequence to leaving him alone. I mean, technically there's a consequence to fighting him, and that's that you can possibly get yourself killed. But other than that, there's no real consequence to fighting him. So, you can fight him. Zora Magdaros will throw a temper tantrum and throw him off at some point. You can leave him alone. Same thing will happen. To me, fighting Nergigante is a risk that is up to the player, and honestly, I just don't feel like fighting him. He'll get his turn when he gets his turn, but for right now, the quest is Zora Magdaros. I'm going to focus on Zora Magdaros and mining. Because, yet again, this quest turns into a giant mining simulator. Because you can break all of his magma cores. It's still just that. It's just a mining simulator for most of the quest. I am going to do something differently during this quest because I don't know what it is, but I have the utmost worst luck trying to destroy the magma core on Zora Magdaros' head during this version of the quest. Same goes for the repeats of this version of the quest. I can't destroy the magma core on his head with my weapon. We will still destroy the magma core on his head and get the bonus item for doing so. But we're going to have to wait until the second part this time around to actually destroy the magma core on his head. We're going to destroy it with cannons. Because you can. Still has the same effect. Still hurts Zora Magdaros a lot. But unlike the first time around, he moves his head constantly for me every time that the magma core on his head is available to be hit with your weapon. I get like 1 to 5 swings in, and then he just shakes me off his head, and I have to wait for the cutscene to drag me back onto his back from the bird grabbing me. So, I'm not going to go after the one on his head with my weapon. I'm just not. I'm going to try and get the other 3, and then I'm going to try and show off the little thing that's implemented during this quest where you can break stalactites with some TNT or explosive barrels or whatever. Usually I'm not very good at doing the stalactite thing. I've done it like once or twice, but it's usually kind of stupid to try and do it. Right now, subtitles are a thing, but he's explaining the Dragonator. If you've already done arena quests, you know what the Dragonator is. It's a really powerful weapon used against Elder Dragons and other monsters. It does fixed damage based off of what the monster is. So if I'm fighting a Jagras or a Baroth or something, it does like 300 damage. Especially a low rank version of them, it does like 300 damage. But that's based off of their HP. During this specific quest for Zora Magdaros, it always does fixed damage that is exactly the same no matter how many times I do this quest. It's always the same. It does damage based off Zora Magdaros' health that always turns out to be 2424.
It's coming.
So 2,424 damage. That's a lot of damage. Considering most things in this game have like 15,000 to 20,000 HP, at least the high rank versions do. The fact that it does so much damage is kind of ridiculous. I forgot to grab an ancient potion. No, I didn't. Okay. My item bar is messed up, but as you can see, I'm waiting to take my ancient potion, and that's what it's going to do to my HP and stamina. It's going to boost it a little bit. But yeah, I explained that super fast, super rambly like, but basically treat it like the first quest. Just don't go after the magma core on his head. What is his name? The field team leader guy explains that you can break the stalactites. So I'm gonna grab rocks if I can find them. There we go. There's a bunch of stones all over Zora Magdaros. For some reason I have trouble finding them. But I'm not safe there. Alright, I needed to be a little bit more to the right and then I'll be safe. I'm taking fire damage because I'm dumb. Alright. Either way, basically just same as the first time around with Zora. Find a safe spot next to his magma core and just break it. I'm not safe here anymore. The magma flow changes during this quest and he still hits like a truck. I think his magma cores have a little bit more HP as well. I could be wrong about that, but I think they have a little bit more HP. I'm safe this time around. There we go. A couple good combos in, and magma core is down. I'm gonna take a mega potion because he did a lot of damage to me. I'm also gonna use my vitality mantle for this next one because there's really no safe place to hide during this next part. Down here. Alright. Let's go. I was waiting for the actual thing to go off. I knew there was no safe place to hide, so I was just waiting. But this magma core specifically, there's really no good place to hide for it. But you definitely want to hit it second because his back will close when he stands up, which will complicate getting to this core, and it will also kick you out of here if you're down here. I don't my vitality mantle right now. Come on, game. I literally just questioned things when I heard a male's voice from my character because I'm so used to playing a female character. I actually just questioned what happened with the voice there for a second. Alright. I think he's still gonna get that magma off, and that's gonna suck. Yeah. His interruption made that difficult for me. I don't think I'm going to get the mining spot that's down here, sadly, because of that last attack that he just did. Maybe? I don't know. Okay, he acts a little differently, so I'm going to be able to get this mining spot real quick. Basically, there's one more spot we can hit. We can do the stalactite things, which I'm going to try and do. But other than that, we're in mining simulator mode. It's pretty much how this quest goes every time for me. We can admire a view from up top, too. Ooh, he's right over the stalactites. I gotta climb fast enough though. Damn it. I don't think I'm gonna make it up there in time. The problem with these stalactites is that you literally have to be on the top of the mountain that's on his back in order to be close enough to actually shoot them with the stones to trigger them. And I never am. Yeah, so those first stalactites, I already missed them. I don't know where the next ones are, but I am going to try and show that off. I just, like I said, I have the worst luck trying to do that, so. First, we're going to break this, because we can. Yeah, broke apart. Extra research and a little mining thing. Okay, see, there's stalactites here that we can break. You can see the barricade way up there in front of us. We're definitely going to get interrupted before we get to the barricade, you know, because of stuff with Nergigante and everything. But basically, these things are rigged. I think we have to hit them when we come back to the back side of them. So I'm just going to head up to the top for right now. As I said before, you don't need to worry about Nergigante. Oh, that happened.
Watch yourself.
Well, that happened. Never actually had that happen, but apparently he revs up like a volcano and can shoot you off his back. I imagine that if you're down in that middle core, that would hurt like a bitch. So, suggestion, if he's getting ready for that attack, don't stand in the middle of him. Okay, so he's gonna get over here. Oh, wow. Hi, stalactite. How's it going? Basically, you just want to take a stone, if you can find one. I'm having the worst time trying to aim this shit. And you want to shoot the barrels on one of the sides, and it'll drop it and deal damage to them.
Okay.
Probably shouldn't be under it like I just was, but it didn't do anything to me, so I'm not concerned. But basically, that's all there is to the stalactites. I actually did one of them. Normally, I avoid them because they don't do anything for me, really. I'm getting hit by that.
Finders ready.
I was hoping I could hide and not get hit from that magma blast, but the game had other plans again.
Now fire.
Alright, they're gonna restrain him. He is gonna stand up here in a second because of that restraining. It's also gonna trigger Nergigante in a second here because of it.
Stand at the ready.
Yep.
Nergigante is upon us. Of course it is. Hunters, prepare to intercept.
Nergigante, up there on the
Yes,
shelf.
I know.
Go.
Okay, so they give you a cutscene to let you know he's here, but this time around they do not drag you to him. And if you're in front of him, he's just there. You don't get dragged to him, you're just there and ready for the fight. They will yell at you to drive him off. You can ignore them. You really can just ignore them. I need to heal. I want to break this magma core, but I need to heal. It's doing way too much damage to me this time. There's a mining outcrop there. Okay. This thing should... Oh yeah, it's dead. Okay. I think I broke the magma core. Yeah, I'm getting reflected off of it. I broke the magma core. So. Okay, he's broken loose. He's gonna stand up soon too.
That's all right. Hunters, stay focused. You have to drive off Nergigante.
Like I said, they're gonna keep yelling at you about Nergigante. You can ignore them.
Brace for the shock. Don't let
Yeah,
it
he's
sink
going
you
to
off.
stand up, which is going to be absolutely fine for us. It actually helps out because there's a mining spot right here.
Zora Magdaros is starting to rear up.
But basically, you don't have to worry about anything now. Like I said, you can try and hit the head spot, but I suggest avoiding it. Now that we're outside of the magma core area, we do have Nergigante music. I'm not worried about it. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not worried about it in the slightest because he doesn't come down here and interrupt your mining. He's up there on top of the volcano part that has been tipped over. And he doesn't do anything. He just doesn't. That's Zora's head, by the way, and that is exactly why I'm not going on his head to break his piece that's up there. He literally just craned his neck all the way around to his backside to shoot at me while I'm standing on his ass with magma. And that is exactly why I have yet to break his magma core on his head during this fight with my weapons. He will do that with you on his head. You won't take any damage, you won't die, but you will have to watch some ridiculous little cutscene of one of the birds bringing you back. Nergigante is here still, which is kind of annoying, to be honest. Usually he's gone pretty fast. I guess I can go interfere with the fight a little bit, but Zora's doing just good enough by himself, trying to hit him there with all that stuff. Oh, I mounted him. Alright, well, he's repelled now. I got one hit in. It would have been a mount, too, which is kind of funny, in my opinion. But yeah, Nergigante's gone. I didn't have to do that, even. He would have just left in general. Zora, are you... it's already a broken stalactite. I was trying to see if Zora was going to get back down on all fours.
Zora Magnus is getting back on all fours. It's continuing its advance. Watch yourself.
Coincidental. I was literally waiting for that. I mentioned it, and it happened. Alright. Well. Sometimes I get that lucky about things.
Hunters, hold your positions on its back.
Either way, like I said, mining simulator after the first 3 magma cores. I don't even need the vitality mantle on anymore. I'm just going to take it off. I don't need it. I can just stand here and wait for the next part. I can mine, I can stand here. I really don't need any more ores than I have, so I'm just going to stand here and admire the view of everything. That's about it. Basically, it's going to get over here. We're going to get traveling by Wing Drake over to that thing in that general area, I believe. Yep, he's starting to turn. So we're going to go over there on that landing area. And then there's the ships over there from bringing everything in. The Dragonator's right there in front of us. You can just barely see the Dragonator ready over there in the corner. It's kind of blurry due to all the heat steam effect going on. But more or less, the quest is just running around spamming cannons from this point on. You actually have to put effort in at this point, though.